Welcome to WeeStars Stories, where magical tales come to life, teaching little hearts big lessons. Today's story is a heartwarming tale of kindness and compassion, inspired by Islamic values. It's called The Man and the Dog. As you listen, keep an open heart and think about how we can show love and care to all of Allah's creations. At the end of the story, we'll share an important lesson to remember. Once upon a time, under the fiery embrace of the desert sun, a lone traveler trudged through endless dunes. The sky above was an unbroken sheet of blue, and the air shimmered with waves of heat. His footsteps sank into the golden sand with each step, and the only sound accompanying him was the whistle of the wind. He had been walking for hours, and his strength was fading fast. The traveler, a kind man with a heart full of faith, felt his throat ache for even a drop of water. The desert seemed endless, and hope was as scarce as shade. Just as despair began to creep into his mind, he spotted something in the distance. His heart leapt. Could it be an oasis? He quickened his pace, his energy fueled by the glimmer of hope. As he drew closer, he realized it was not an oasis but a deep well. Still, it was a miracle. Grateful, he leaned over the edge of the well. It was dark and cool inside, and water glistened far below. With effort, he lowered the bucket and drew it back up, filled to the brim. He drank deeply, savoring every drop, as it brought life back to his weary body. Refreshed, he whispered a prayer of thanks and prepared to continue his journey. But just as he turned to leave, a sound stopped him in his tracks. It was faint at first, a soft whimper. He looked around and saw, hiding in the shadow of a nearby rock, a dog. The poor creature was thin, with its ribs showing through its coat, and its tongue hung out as it panted desperately. Its eyes pleaded silently for help. The traveler's heart ached. He knew too well the torment of thirst in the desert. He knelt down and reached out his hand, but the dog didn't move, too weak to respond. The man glanced back at the well and realized the water was the only chance to save the poor animal. But how could he get the water to the dog? The well was deep, and the bucket too heavy for the weakened creature to drink from. Then, an idea struck him. He removed one of his shoes, carefully dipped it into the bucket, and filled it with water. Kneeling beside the dog, he gently brought the shoe to its mouth. The dog lapped eagerly, its strength returning with each sip. The traveler smiled as he watched the dog's tail wag faintly. He repeated this process several times until the dog was satisfied. The animal's eyes now shone with gratitude, and for a moment, man and dog simply sat together in the desert silence, bound by a moment of shared kindness. The traveler finally stood up, brushed off the sand, and looked down at the dog one last time. "Go on," he said softly, "you're strong now. Find your path." The dog barked weakly, as if to thank him, and trotted off into the dunes. Years later, the man passed away, as all living beings must. When he stood before Allah, his deeds were weighed, and it was revealed that his simple act of compassion, giving water to a thirsty dog, was among the greatest. For this act, Allah granted him entry into paradise, showing that even small deeds done with pure intentions can lead to immense rewards. Dear little listeners, what can we learn from this story? Kindness and compassion have the power to change the world. Allah loves those who care for all His creations, big or small. A simple act of helping someone or something in need can bring blessings greater than you can imagine. So, always remember to show love, kindness, and mercy to everyone around you, including animals, for they too are part of Allah's creation. Thank you for joining WeeStars Stories today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful stories that warm your heart and light your way. See you next time.